12-year-old Jared Gilchrist was surfing off the coast of Florida last August when he was attacked by a shark that took his leg. Jared is here with us in the studio to discuss his harrowing story this morning. Thanks for being with us, big guy.
Thanks, this is tight.
Yeah, now Jared, set it up for us. You were out there in the water on your surfboard.
Yeah, I was just paddling out, and the first thing I saw was this shark fin like 3 feet away.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I tried to grab its fin so I could like ride it around or something, but then it slammed my board and I did this crazy flip thing right into the water.
What was going through your mind when you first realized that you were there with a shark all alone in open water?
I felt like a total badass.
But it wasn't over, was it?
No, it swam back over, and I tried to punch it in the face.
Oh, they say that if you punch a shark in the nose, it'll go away.
I just thought it'd be pretty funny to, punching a shark in the face. But it bit into my leg and started shaking it back and forth, and at that point I just felt, yes, this is sweet.
I can't imagine what it would have been like to see the teeth sinking into your leg like that.
It was sick. At one point, I just saw my leg just floating there in the water. It was awesome. And then once I got to shore, everyone started grabbing me, and they were trying to, throw me in this ambulance. And I was just like, watch your hands, pervs.
Okay, we're joined now via satellite by Dr. Brian Caddy, who treated Jared at the hospital. Dr. Caddy, what condition was Jared's leg in when you first saw him?
Good morning, Jim and Tracy. It was in pretty rough shape. The shark had scissored through the muscle, and it was all just like hanging off the bone. It was nuts.
Yeah, I kept touching it. It was slimy as hell.
Yeah, totally. It was insane.
Well, doctor, how do you deal with something like this?
Well, you're never fully prepared for an injury this freaking cool. We just tried to stop the blood loss, and we took a bunch of photos because it's hysterical to freak out the nurses with gnarly shit like this. So. And
then, Jared, they had to amputate your leg, isn't that right?
Yes, I wanted to stay awake for that part. This one doctor was freaking out. He was like, "We gotta put you under. We're gonna get in trouble." Dude needs to get some balls.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy his deal was. Sorry, Jay.
Well, Jared, we have a very special surprise for you here this morning. The Today Now team wanted to help you in your recovery by getting you this wicked prosthesis.
And now, if you ever get tired of showing off your awesome stump, you can put on this peg leg and hop around like some bad-as-hell pirate.
Wow, this is nasty.
That is nice.
Jared, Dr. Caddy, thanks for being with us this morning.
gentlemen, it's yet another episode of Rogan Radio live from the friendly confines of Studio A here on the luxurious campus of Casa La Rogan, Lumberport.
I love how we're on a campus. We're a fraternity. That's what we are. We're like a
it's a campus.
like an old man fraternity.
There's like a lot of learning.
Co-ed fraternity.
Listen, there's a lot of, it's just like a college. There's a lot of partying that goes on here. There's a lot of learning that goes on here.
There's a lot of promiscuous activity when we're not here. That's what we hear.
Listen, I never did like that movie.
You do know how it is. The more you hear about it, the less it's actually going on.
Oh, is that right?
Well, you gotta
the guy.
Something for let the people be curious about what's really taking place.
Well, they don't have pictures and video.
Yeah,
if we talk about it, it leaves a lot to the imagination.
Listen,
or maybe we do have pictures and videos.
You know, I always did love the Alien movies, Alien and whatever, and then they came out with this one, like a prequel, and it was called Promiscuous. And Todd loves that thing. Promiscuous.
It was not called Promiscuous.
Hey, where's your Rogan Radio shirt?
Oh, 2 weeks in a row.
It's laying out for you on the dresser.
Don't worry about it. Too late now, buddy.
This weekend, check out as Chuck once again messes up and comes to the show without his Rogan Radio shirt on. Instead, he's wearing a Harrison County Humane Society. We love our Mountaineer shirts.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, this Chad is... how long were we sitting out there on the deck, and Chad did not say, put your shirt on?
It's actually sitting over there, by the way.
Chad, what happened to you?
No, you know what? Chad is becoming a more calm individual after
I
had my rant out there on the deck.
So you were not
After I had my rant out there on the deck, I'm good. I just didn't give a shit.
Once again, this week, Jimmy's not here, Derek's not here, and as you can tell with that little... Do it again, because we have a new... We have somebody on the soundboard. So you're going to hear it.
Spencer? What's up, Spencer?
Michelle cannot wait. She cannot wait
I love the soundboard.
for somebody to call in sick. Because we all have FMLAs here for the show, right? That's the whole thing. And what she loves...
We all have chronic conditions.
We all have chronic conditions. Mine has to do with the liver. Anyhow...
well, hers does, too.
I'm sorry.
It has to do with the liquor.
Liver.
Oh. So anyway, she cannot wait to come into the studio because she's the most beautiful chick I've ever seen. But then again, I'm married to you, and you know what? There's a reason why.
Yeah, but you were saying that before you got married to her, too.
And that's the entire thing about it because now that's why her and Brucey.
Oh, it's so appropriate. It's very appropriate. Who did that?
Yeah.
Was that you, Chad? Oh, that was Michelle.
No, that's all Michelle.
Speak it, baby. Speak it.
Preach
this
your
is
love.
Chance.
Preach your love.
Tell me, baby.
We have never, ever heard this. Go.
So anyhow,
he turned me off, and we're only 2 minutes into the show.
Yeah, but after the show, he'll turn you on.
So one thing, when we made our vows together, it was like thick or thin, sober or drunk. What else did we have? We had a couple little sicker or richer or for poorer, whatever it might be. Air conditioner, no air conditioner, and soundboard or no soundboard.
You turned me
somehow.
off.
When did I start turning you off? I thought that's why you got married to me.
Hi, Melinda.
Carol Miller and
Oh, a bunch of them, actually.
Grump are saying that they keep freezing up, but
it must be their internet.
There is storms going up and down that.
There's storms everywhere, right?
So
Ashley,
we're gonna have to deal with some buffering
Ashley
issues.
said that the feed messed up tonight.
Actually, my
Stay
phone's not
tuned,
working
Ashley.
good.
Stay tuned, Ashley.
It could be the ISP.
Hang in there.
It could be
Compute.
because there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Because
and
right here we're going fine.
unless the girls are in there watching Netflix, which we always ask them not to do.
Oh my God.
I know. But there have been a lot of storms going around the area, and that might perhaps freeze things up. I know Sudden Link and Shinson. Now, if you're on Sudden Link and Shinson, you have to watch out because I've been seeing a lot of things on the internet to where it's having a lot of problems. So, you know what? There's a lot of things like that.
If you're on Frontier, shotgun.
My feed is fine. I'm watching the feed off the internet, not off the actual raw stuff, and mine's fine. I don't know if you...
I'm buffering a little bit.
Mine's
When I'm watching
buffering.
it back on mine.
Is it? Are you on cell or are you on the internet?
I'm on whatever.
Wi-Fi?
This
Oh, well,
on.
you're on Wi-Fi. Okay. Well, maybe it is. Hell, I don't know. If that's the case, it'll be a short show. Because there's so many people right now sucking the energy out of
Grump
the whole
wants to know
place.
if we were all replaced by robots.
We were not replaced by robots.
Not at all.
Hey,
Whatever gave you
that'll be fun.
idea.
That'll be fun, actually.
I'm going to turn this. Let me guys go ahead and do something. Talk to me for a minute.
We are not robots.
Not at
We
all.
can do it with it. We can do away without that.
We can do away with the robot bit.
You turned me down.
No, I did not.
No, I just heard it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
come
turned
on.
me
We
down.
just spent $35,000 on your ears, and you know what? What a terrible operation operation that was because obviously it didn't work. But one thing that it did work.
Maybe it's the earphones.
You know what? The mouth never stopped. I paid that guy an extra $5 to close a couple inches off either side of her mouth. And you know what?
Well, I thought that was for other purposes.
Oh,
Hey, listen, I heard thunder today before Chuck did.
she actually did.
And he has the ears of a bat.
He really does. He's got
Yeah, he
weird,
does.
those sensitive ears.
Misophonia.
He does.
I know you do. You're
I
weird.
have bionic ears.
You
You're
do
not
anymore.
Steve Austin. Who was now? Steve Austin was a $6 million. Who?
$6 million.
$6 million.
Yeah,
man.
right. But who was the woman? Remember the bionic woman?
Lindsay Wagner.
Lindsay. No, it wasn't Lindsay Wagner.
Yeah, it was.
No, was it Linda Carter?
No,
that was
Linda
Wonder
Carter's
Woman.
Wonder Woman.
That's
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I'm right.
I'm gonna do a Google.
Now Dee's telling you.
Well, Lindsay Wagner.
Linda
that is
Carter
not
was
right.
Wonder Woman, dude.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're to go.
See, I'm watching on a cell phone. We're about 15 seconds, 30 seconds behind, and it's running okay for me. So it obviously is with Suddenlink. If you're on Suddenlink or maybe an internet thing, no big deal. We're just going to continue on. Once again, I want to remind you, tomorrow the show, the actual audio will come out, and we are on our new.
Oh, you're right
We
there.
are recording.
What'd you say? Wait a minute.
We are
Wait a
on-
minute. Wait a minute.
No.
Todd, what'd you say?
You're right there.
We are on our.
Damn, that does not sound
You
right
want
to
to hear it
me.
again? You want to hear it again? Todd, what'd you say?
You were right there.
Okay, one more time.
You were right there.
Okay, there you go.
All right. All right, Chuck.
Shit.
Yeah. Okay. So, damn it. Can you please tell the girls if they're playing on the internet in there that we need that internet service right now? Because even down in Charlotte, we're getting a thing that it's
Really?
it's kind of cutting out. So it has to be here now.
Yeah.
So now we know. Thanks for telling us. We don't know that.
It's freezing
The nice
intermittently.
thing about it is tomorrow you'll be able to hear all of this stuff in audio form. So you can go ahead and listen to on iCloud, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Radio FM. All these numerous
We
different
do
places.
need an updated list because it grew really fast.
Yeah. Yes, it
and
actually
I don't
did.
think anybody else really knows where all in the hell we're at.
Yeah, it's about everywhere. It's about everywhere.
We're in North Central West Virginia.
So anyway, Larry, what's up? Larry Simmons, holy moly, man, he's the one down in Charlotte, and it's freezing up. Hello, Suki. Congratulations on getting married. Suki got married,
I know.
by the way.
I saw all those pictures on on Facebook. Congratulations, Suki.
That is fantastic.
Suki has, it has to be bittersweet because she got married and it was the happiest day of her life. But then just a short, mere 2 weeks later, they closed down Toys R Us.
I know.
You know what?
And Suki and I worked together at Toys R Us, and it was sad.
When I was when I was in college, she occasionally showed up to the party.
Oh, is that right?
I remember
You
her.
remember Suki?
Yeah.
You know when Suki walks in the room, she brings the party with her.
Well, I met Suki at, I was DJing down at Teddy's or Hot Shots or whatever it was over in Bellevue. That's where, and that was
she's
in the
about
early
like
90s.
5 feet tall and walking like 40 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's what I
Suki's
mean.
cool
She
as
got
hell,
energy
man.
she don't know what to do with.
While Michelle's inside until she comes back, give me some shout-outs. Tell me who is on here. Go ahead. Tell me who's on here. Tell me where you're from.
Let's see. Coffee's out here on the
Where?
interweb there watching us.
Oh, is he? Because I
Yes,
saw
he
Carol
is.
said hi, Cuddles, and I'm like, I didn't know why she said
Yeah.
hi, Cuddles.
Well, because right above where she says hi, Cuddles, it says Mark Coffee is watching.
Hello, Carol. Well, he needs to be in here.
That's right. He's supposed to be here.
that's
What is his deal?
I haven't seen
That's
Kettles
his
for a long
place.
time.
Kathy Russell Houston.
What's up,
We got
Kathy?
a first-time listener, Joshua Jeffers.
What's up, Josh?
What's up, Josh, baby? Tommy Morgan jumped on here. We all love Tommy Morgan. We said Grumps was on here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Grump.
Mindy Bush is on here.
Yep.
That was me.
Ooh, Parker Fulton jumped on.
Parker, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's going on with his
I
update?
think Parker needs to cater.
You know what we
Rogan
need to
Radio
do?
night, every
Listen,
night.
Parker's in the process of moving. If not, we're going to call Parker in a second. Parker, stay tuned. Stand by. We're going to call you up and see if
What's
you've made
up,
the move
James
yet. You can give us
Harper?
something yet.
James Harper's on here, Chuck.
My soon-to-be wife is on
Oh.
here. Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
Hello,
She's
Derek
watching.
McIntyre.
Spencer.
Oh, wait a minute.
Spencer. What? Oh, yeah, where is Derek McIntyre? Spencer or Levi Cornell. I just saw him at Walmart today. We had a little chit.
Tommy Morgan's listening in on us today.
What's up, Tommy?
Susie Watkins, Chuck.
Tom.
Bobette's on here.
Susie, Bobette.
I just saw her at the VA there
Flying
today.
saucer.
She gave me a hug. I got a hug. I got a Bobette hug.
Very nice.
Judy. We said Judy's on here. Carol was on here. We said
Want to
that.
see Alex is on here. He's saying it's buffering too in Clarksburg. So
I don't
Girls
know.
are off the internet. Internet police went in. They're off.
the internet police went in. I like that.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know, but we've had a bunch of storms here, and I know I've been, like I said, we've been reading that there's been a lot of issues over in Shenstown, which is where our hub goes through. Even though it might be fine here, I didn't even do a speed check. I don't know. Normally it's okay. Hey, if it is, once again, check out the audio version tomorrow on SoundCloud,
Stay tuned,
iTunes,
Larry. Stay tuned,
Spotify,
Larry.
You know
Don't
what we
give
can
up,
do?
Larry.
iHeart, Pandora.
We can come up with a graphic that has all those little banners on there, Stitcher, SoundCloud.
Like we used to.
all
Like we used to have.
Yeah, but it'll be a separate screen.
I'll tell you what. I think
do
I
that.
think
That
what we
way
should
everybody
do.
will know where
I
all
think
we're
what
at.
we should do is play Fido. Play Fido. and fight fire with fighter.
That's a little inside joke.
When we used to play Xbox, we first started playing Xbox when we first got the internet. There was no such thing as a LAN party over online. It was all LAN. I mean, it was all you.
That's why we did the garage every week.
Yeah, you had to hook them all through Ethernet cables. Then
10 TVs and 15.
Oh yeah, all big old CRTVs and everything else.
With cops and grenades.
So we started playing online.
These were those big 50-pound TVs. They weren't
Them
no
old
flat
CRTs.
screens.
Yeah, we started playing online, and then what happened is that, well, not everybody's internet connection was up to speed. Okay, well, Fido, he was on DSL. We were on Suddenlink, and Suddenlink wasn't very good either then.
It was bad back then, just say it.
So anyway, we would get on there, and every time Fido would talk, and we'd give him all kinds of hell for it, it would be like, that's what you would hear. And then so when it all straightened out, we'd still do that with him when he would play online. Like he would talk, and he would sound just absolutely perfect. And we'd go, and it would piss him off like you would not believe. Hey, can you get on my phone there under Messenger and call Parker Fulton up? We would have called Parker.
Sure.
He had the restaurant up at the airport for a while, then he moved down to 4th Street.
Yep.
Make a sound first.
It's bad. Judy says bad North. She says bad North Carolina too. Did we say that? She just put the thing on there.
Yeah, that's where Charlotte is.
Okay.
Yeah. So we apologize for that. We're going to make this short and sweet then online because we don't. It's probably not going to straighten itself out then. But you know what? Just keep us updated. Is it just like stuttering or stopping or buffering? Probably.
Larry says it's freezing intermittently.
Yeah, see, I don't
Carol
know.
at one time said that it was saying broadcast interrupted and freezing.
Yeah, Elizabeth Battisti in Tennessee says it's cutting out.
Is it the audio or just a video? See, I don't know. I can't tell here.
Well, Elizabeth should just come here then. She can watch it live. We'll send her a ticket.
That's that. That's just one of those kind of deals. That's why we don't really rely on video too much. This is all basically the audio aspect because that's our bigger audience.
There's a name I haven't seen before. Jason Albright, Lumber Report.
What's up, Jason? Hello, buddy.
He's in Lumber.
What about
What's up, Bob?
Elizabeth Battisti
Yep.
Go ahead, Darren.
from Clarksville,
I can do it.
Tennessee.
That wasn't me.
I can do it real
No,
quick.
no. You just say her name?
Who's that?
No, that was Chad.
Oh, okay.
Chad said it twice.
I got it. I'm a Jimmy Whiz.
Jizzy.
You're a Jizzy Whiz.
I'm a Jimmy Whiz wannabe. Oh,
Not that kind of show.
Listen to that ringing. Listen to that ringing.
As you can tell, we're doing this every
Glorious.
we can do this every 2 weeks now, and you can tell it because it sounds like shit. That's the problem about doing this every 2 weeks because we don't know what we're doing.
Hello.
What's up, Parker?
Hello.
Hey, listen, man. How's the moving plans going?
Oh, they're going slowly but surely.
Well, first of all, explain where you're actually going to move to.
It's on 19 going toward the old Buffalo Lake, right past Poling Ice Cream. It's
Just before the cut off the West Mill.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
I hope you're planning to keep the pool table there.
Yes,
All
I
right.
am
All
going
right.
to keep the pool table and actually have some pool tournaments.
Ah, cool.
Yes.
Bruce will be part of your bull tournament. Your pool tournament.
The pool tournament.
Yeah,
the
I'd
bull
actually
tournament.
take a look, though. I mean,
Are you still going to have like karaoke and stuff like that, plus the full menu? You keep basically everything the same?
Yeah, the menu's going to be a little smaller than what it was, but we're going to do different things. We got a big, beautiful deck on the back out there, and we're going to do some pig roast, some chicken roasts.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of different things like that. We're going to have entertainment every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday out there.
Now listen,
We're renaming it. It's actually called Fat Daddies with a PHAT.
I like Fat Daddy.
that's what I was just getting ready to ask you about. Now, why is it that you're changing the name? I saw
I just
something.
wanted something different. Just wanted something different, something that would stick in.
Something with
everybody's.
And now
when
isn't
they
that
drive
supposed
by
to
and
be
see
like?
it.
Isn't that supposed to be like one of your featured sandwiches as well now?
Yeah, I'm coming up with a new sandwich. It's actually pretty big, and it's going to be called the Fat Daddy. Yeah.
Hey, I would like to sink my teeth into some of your Fat Daddy.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Todd, save it for after the show, man.
I'm just saying that thing
This is a
sounds
family show.
What the hell, dude?
dude. I'm talking about a sandwich, man.
Yeah,
because I want some Fat Daddy.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Parker Fulton, we haven't done this for a long time.
Oh, is this going to be like a?
It's going to be a love jam.
Love jam to Parker Fulton.
Listen, the only thing I want to know, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Only thing I want to know is if you're ready for Todd to sink his teeth into your fat daddy ass.
Absolutely.
I want some of that. I want some of that 100% American ground beef patty stuck between your big fat daddy. Oh yeah.
Have a bun filled from Parker. Todd will eat it up.
Only if you can fill up the whole bun.
And don't hold back the mayonnaise. And what exactly is manly about mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise is delicious, man. You can put it in potato salad. You can put it in tuna salad. You can put it on your ham sandwich.
You can put it on Parker and eat his big fat daddy.
Yeah. Main
There you
ingredient.
go.
Fat daddy. White creamy sauce.
Oh, Parker's still on here.
Yeah, he's still here.
Yes, I am.
Hi, Parker.
Hey,
Hello.
Parker, do you have a time schedule yet? Like a time when you're thinking here?
We're hoping the first week of August. Anyway it goes, it'll at least be August 10th. I've already booked the band for August 10th, which is the Johnny Freak Band, which Dave
Good band,
Odell
good
there
band.
lives in. Yeah. They have a big following. Dave Odell, he's the bass player in it, lives there in Lumberport. They have a great following, and we used them a lot up at the other place also.
Fantastic,
Yeah,
brother.
sounds like it's gonna be a good
Hey, well,
time.
thanks for talking to us. Thanks for getting Todd excited about your big fat daddy. We can't wait. Keep us updated on that. We'll have to come out and do a little video or something when everything's done.
Well, I appreciate that. I thank you guys.
Right on. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that was
Parker.
Parker Fulton.
Parker.
He's going to have a new restaurant. It's going to be called Fat Daddies. And what we want
That's
you to
PHAT, daddies.
Yeah. What we want you to do right now, however, is make them dance. We
Ding,
haven't done
ding,
that for a
ding,
long time
ding.
either.
Kiss my butt.
Send some emoji up there. The little emoji on your little keyboard deal. Let that thing fly. Let them fly. Let them fly.
Give me some hearts and some thumbs
I
up.
want to thank KDS Primitive Science Shirts and More out of Fairmont. They have a website. Actually, it's a Facebook page for all of your printing needs. Go ahead and get a hold of Denise and Steve over there, and just send them a message on Facebook Messenger or through somehow just post on their wall, and they'll set them up. If you need a shirt, if you need a mug, if you need a sticker, if you need what else do we have made there? Bandanas.
Oh, we got
beanies,
the travel
tank tops,
mugs,
Baby
onesies.
onesies.
yeah.
We've had about everything made over there.
We
You know
still
what?
need to come up with that Rogan Radio bikini, though.
Oh, we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, we still have to get
Yeah.
that.
The light
actually.
bulb on the panties and the R on the top.
Yeah,
Yep.
that would be fantastic.
I'm gonna put a link on our
Gotta do that.
in our messages.
Once again,
here,
that's
Chuck.
Steve and Denise over at KDS Primitive Science Shirts and More out of Fairmont. Go ahead and hit them up. You can see all the stuff they actually do on Facebook, and they do a really good job, too.
Boom, 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 boom. Joanne Cunningham's on here. Did we say that?
We want to also say hello to John Castle, resident singer of Rogan Radio. And maybe when we come back, because we're going to be going to the beach here in the next couple of weeks. Here's the time schedule now. This is why we're kind of out of whack. Is that every 2 weeks now we're intermittent. We only broadcast now every 2 weeks. And so the next time we come on will be the 29th, which Michelle and I will be out of town. So you guys are once again going to be on your own like we were when we were down in Daytona.
Party show, guys.
Yeah. So it's going to be back-to-back radio,
Back radio.
on the 29th. And then
Back radio.
2 weeks after that, in August, maybe we'll have John here then.
That'd be nice.
Because
Right?
we won't be here for a month, you and I. It's going to be kind of sad.
No,
Yeah.
no.
It won't be sad.
No.
Now,
I think when Michelle leaves Lumberport, she's not going to think about Lumberport again.
I'm not gonna think about West Virginia.
Nah,
No.
nah. She'll be bikiniing it up, getting lotion rubbed all over by a
Yeah.
man.
listen, I don't know. Why would
Which
she be...
man?
While Chuck goes and gets the beer.
What man?
You're gonna rub lotion all over.
Oh,
her,
you
man.
said that you could have said have your lotion by Chuck.
Well, I said her man.
Okay.
Does
We
that
had a little
confuse you?
problem. Actually, we had a little problem. We had a little problem in the house or just a couple days ago. Well, actually, it started last night. We're trying to sleep, right? Because we had a long day at the lake. Listen, if you didn't know this, let me tell you something. Michelle is a lake rat.
Yeah.
She likes.
I don't think anybody knows that.
I don't think anybody knows.
No.
I don't think anybody knows. And so we've been.
Shocker.
Shocker, not chucker.
The Spock, the Vulcan.
Shocker.
The shocker. Oh, okay. So anyhow, the biggest thing is that we spend all of our free time basically up at Cheat Lake. So we come home last night. We're absolutely beat from being in the sun. We went up there with Gloria and Gerald last night and all that. So anyway, in the middle of the night, Kesha, the cat, Okay. I never thought in a million years I'd ever have a cat in the house.
You told me so.
But anyway, this cat starts sneezing, keeping everybody awake.
She's right in between us in bed.
Yeah.
Like there's Chuck and she likes to get in the middle, which a lot of times there's no room in the middle, but for whatever reason last night there was room in the middle, and she snuck right in the middle. And so she was sleeping between us. Okay, go ahead, baby.
So anyway, what we found out was we recently changed her kitty litter up because the kitty litter, which I didn't know this because I've never had cats, they actually have a toilet that I know. They actually have a toilet that they don't flush. That it's almost as like a.
Yeah, they poop in the house, man.
Yeah, so when sometimes I'll come home when it's too much. I'm like, no. Cat goes, litter box go, you go, somebody's going.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I cannot walk in the house and smell this stuff.
Amen.
So Michelle went out and got this really, I love her so much. The cat. And you too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
So she changed up her kitty litter, and who knew she got this like Arm & Hammer with all this crystal,
blue crystals,
with all this stuff that really sounded sexy. It's like $18,000 a pound. It's that good. It was so good. In fact, I emptied the water out of the toilet, and we use it now. It's that good.
Yeah,
it's that good.
That's pretty good stuff, Chuck.
It absolutely is.
Wow.
It's hard to tell how it'll soak up the motor oil out in the yard from where we've been burning everything lately.
No, you haven't.
That's right. So anyhow, though, we found out that, you know what, the daggone cat is allergic to the good stuff, so now we have to go back to the cheap stuff.
She sneezed 2,000 times last night continuously to where I couldn't sleep.
So now listen, make sure you put the just put the kitty litter out last night.
No, we put it out Friday morning.
So was she sneezing Friday morning?
I don't know because we haven't been home. We were there at the lake all day.
Oh.
We were at work all day Friday. The lake all day. So then last night she was in bed and she sneezed 2,000 times in a row.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
I've never heard my cat sneeze before in my life. I didn't even know she could sneeze.
Yeah.
This cute little.
But
maybe it's not that.
Yeah, they are cute.
Did her head look like it was twisting around like it was a cork or something like that? You know how when they sneeze, they're just.
No.
Never mind.
No. But I Googled, and it said that if she was sneezing because she was sick, she would have drainage out of her eyes and not eating and not drinking, which is not the case with her. Like, she's acting completely fine. But she's got the sneezes.
I think you need to get a little more time.
Well, I already changed the litter today because I don't want to go through another night like last night.
So anyway, if you guys have to go to the bathroom, go to the far back bathroom, and you can also try out the Arm & Hammer with blue crystals. Listen, it's going to stay in there. It's going to stay in there. We will have
you
a
get your
collective
money's
thing.
worth, right,
yeah,
Chuck?
And it's going to be a long. When it starts to stink a little bit, I'll get a stick and kind of stir it around, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay again.
Yuck.
But let me tell you, I know, right? I know. It's the whole part of having a cat in the house. Anyway, one thing that we promised was a top 10 list. We love the top 10 list. It's going to be one of these kind of things now that we bring to every single show. Jimmy, please.
I am not Jimmy.
Jimmy's doing a great job.
Come back, Jimmy. We put, once again, if you're just tuning in, Jimmy and Derek are off this week. Want to say hi to Devin. Devin's on.
Yeah.
He got mistaken for Derek earlier, but he said, listen, I have hair. I'm not Derek. Anyhow... Jimmy's not here, so anytime that we do that, it's either going to be Todd or it's going to be Michelle.
I'm really trying to not get on your nerves. I'm really containing myself well.
No, why would you say that?
So we have a top 10 list tonight, and tonight's topic are blondes. Not because Michelle was sort of a blonde.
Right.
And if you hear something tonight, that's actually because of the air conditioner back there, which makes it so much more comfortable. Do you agree?
You know what? I'm very comfortable in here right now.
Yeah, it's a lot better than
considering
that.
It still feels like 90 degrees out there.
Exactly. Anyway, tonight's top 10 list are the top 10 inventions made by blondes.
Dun, dun, dun. Shall I start the boat rolling, Chuck?
Go ahead.
Number 10. Number 10.
By the way, don't be offended if you are a blonde.
Yeah, don't be offended, because I'm a blonde too. Well, it's more gray now. Top 10 blonde inventions. Number 10, the waterproof towel.
I like it. At number 9, the solar-powered flashlight. Once again, the top 10 blonde inventions ever made. Chad, go ahead and give us number 8.
Number 8, the submarine screen door.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Now, this will be great. Michelle, you have this turned up? Do you have the top 10 list?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Very nice. I'll just roll into number 7. Let me roll into number 7.
No. Let's let Michelle read number 7.
Oh, all right.
Number 7 is the top 10 blonde inventions.
A book on how to read.
A book on how to read. Fantastic. Number 6, Todd.
Number 6, the inflatable dartboard.
Brucey, you have this. You have this up. Okay.
I'm having a hard time of connecting.
Darren, what's number 5?
Number 5.
Number 5, a dictionary index.
I want number 4.
4.
Okay.
Number 4, ejector seat in a helicopter.
Man, I tell you what, that would be a good way to decapitate yourself.
Chuck, number 5?
At
or
least.
number...
Number 5. Number 3.
Number 3.
Whoops. Powdered water.
Powdered.
That was powdered
Powder.
water. That,
Oh,
you have to add
powdered
water,
water.
to the water.
Powdered
yeah,
water?
powdered water.
I'm dyslexic. Number 2, then we'll let Michelle do number 1.
Okay.
Number 2. Now, this one here I love.
This is a great one.
This is a great one.
The pedal-powered wheelchair.
That's no, that's the wrong. That's so many levels.
all you paraplegics out
And number 1, top 10 blonde invention is Michelle. Thanks for being.
Waterproof tea bag.
Hey, that means you never get any tea.
No tea, and I am a tea drinker, buddy. Yeehaw! I'm trying to get that my granddaughter on a sweet tea, but my wife keeps saying too young, too
Just
young
for
for
the
sweet tea.
What's wrong with the? What's up, Bill? Hello,
Well,
Mike.
I don't know
It
what's
just
wrong.
depends
with
on how
sweet
much
Here's
sugar
your-
you
I was
put
gonna
in your
say,
sweet
tea.
tea.
I put a
Here's
shitload
your
of sugar.
conversation.
I put like
real quick.
a quarter.
In a gallon of tea, how much sugar do you put in it?
A gallon of tea. I put about a quarter cup.
Quarter cup.
Quarter cup of sugar.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, about a quarter cup. I'm
That's
not into
not
sugar.
good tea.
I put a full cup.
Well, I do
Full
not
cup.
like sugar. Sugar will give you cancer. It'll rot your teeth out of your face. Sugar's a terrible thing. It'll raise your, it'll give you cholesterol because the way that it hooks into your blood.
See
and
if there's anybody as bad as I was. at
Listen.
one time.
Okay. Anyway, I'm in the quarter cup. But while we're
Okay,
talking
quarter
about this,
Chuck Rogan.
tell me how much sugar you put in tea when you make it out of a gallon. I'm at a quarter cup. Chad?
Cup and a half.
Cup and a half.
Wow.
Mine's high octane shit, man. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell
That's
you.
sugar water.
Like syrup.
Darren?
Yeah.
I,
syrup.
Before I got better, I was at 2 cups.
2 cups of sugar in a gallon
cups
of.
in a gallon. But now I'm only at 1 cup. So, and it still tastes good.
Holy cow,
But yeah,
dude.
Turning me
there-
down
I mean,
again.
the whole time, all 4 of my kids were growing up, man, we'd make sweet tea. And
Did you guys
was-
ever sleep at that
it
house?
was-
The part about it
it
is
was
I
2
could
cups
drink
to
a whole
gallon.
gallon of tea and then go right to bed.
Yep.
I pretty much can too.
Yeah, I can do. I put tea on my nightstand. I'll get up and drink it in the middle
I
of the
do
night.
absolutely do that. Brucey, when you make, do you ever make tea? Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, if I have to make a sweet tea, I probably use half the cup. If not, depends. Not
Yeah. Maybe
a
more
little
than
bit
the
more.
1 cup.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'm a 1
I
cupper.
just like
Because
to say,
I'm one of those guy, Asian guy, don't put any sugar in the green tea.
Right, right.
I don't put the sugar on the rice.
No?
No,
Oh, I don't. Do you
That's-
put sugar on rice?
no.
I've never
I've
heard of
never-
putting
I've
sugar
never
on.
done
Some
that.
people,
Yeah.
some people do. Some people
Really?
do.
But no,
I guess it's like putting sugar on grits. It's because it's bland.
No, I
Yeah.
put,
Listen,
I
I
put
put
sugar on grits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Oh,
will
listen,
do
there
that.
is nothing better than waking up in the morning with some sugar on some tits. I mean, let me tell you what, I'll agree with you.
You got that right.
I will
Grits.
agree with
I
you.
agree
Grits,
with you.
Chuck. Grits.
Grits.
Hey, hey,
I'm just joking with you.
Jimmy Whiz is watching.
Jimmy Wiz.
Jimmy and Jeremy.
Wimmy G.
Jeremy Duckworth and Jimmy Whiz, both of them.
I think somebody missed us here.
I also do enjoy putting sugar on tits too, but I put sugar on my grits as well as Chad.
I don't even know what grits are. What are
I've never
grits?
drank tea in my life till I met Chuck.
No.
You never drank tea?
Never
Really?
drank tea.
Seriously?
Never drank tea.
Brucey,
No.
in Japan, is it green tea, black tea? Because over here it's predominantly black tea.
I drink a lot of green tea.
Green tea.
They say it's really good for you.
It is.
It is.
It's
Green
supposed to be.
Antioxidant, and then flush your system.
Yeah.
And
So
it
does a beer,
curb your
Brucey.
appetite
In
a little
America,
bit.
we use beer to flush
Oh,
your system.
talking about, hey, you know what? Talking about drinking beer, they do a lot too.
From
They-
what I hear over the weekend, somebody got really flushed with the beer this
Yeah.
weekend.
I don't know who those people were. Like we saw them on this boat, and they were going by, and I was just like, oh.
Gloria? Was that Gloria?
It might have been. I think it was.
Yeah, it could have been. Hey, speaking
It
of
was-
Japan, listen, we think it's hot here. Now, in Japan, Japan right now is going through some junk. They had the big tsunami
yeah,
there a few
tsunami
years
was,
ago.
yeah.
A few years ago. Now, all of a sudden, this flood that happened. Was
yeah.
that did that all cause basically from a typhoon? What actually
It was
caused the flooding?
the hard rain came down so hard for 1 full week.
Just never stopped
Yeah,
raining.
it just
Yeah.
never stopped raining.
Damn.
No,
man,
then-
that's rough.
Then the
stuff.
people now dying from a heat.
Well, that's the whole thing because there was a letter carrier out in California, I believe. She was in her LLV, and she
was dead in
she
her
died.
vehicle.
She had a heat stroke, and she died in her vehicle.
Maybe they should put the air conditioning in them things, Chuck.
Yeah.
How many years did you spend sweating inside of an LLV?
Yeah,
It's hotter than outside.
It is. You have to
Yeah.
get outside in
Yeah.
the 90-degree heat
Somebody
to get cool.
Listen, somebody asked me one time, and it was one of the best, dumbest questions I've ever heard in my life. They
Will
said,
you marry me?
You don't have air conditioning in a truck, and I said, no, of course not. We had that little fan in there.
Got a little 6-inch.
But they were like, well, why don't you have air conditioning? And I said, listen. If we had air conditioning, you'd never get your mail because I'd be sitting in that thing for 8 hours. There is no way. Nobody in their right mind walks 12 miles a day. In that one year when I actually dressed in my winter clothes, I did it all year. Never put on shorts or T-shirts. I wore ties. I mean, listen, bundled to the hilt.
You wore long sleeve too, right?
Long sleeves,
He made
winter
a
weight
bet.
trousers.
Not right.
And and the funny thing is, because he's done it before, he doesn't make a
Did
bet
you
with
make
me.
fun of him, or-
Oh, sure. He doesn't make a bet with me or Bruce or Chad. He makes a bet with himself, basically. He says, I'm wearing long pants, long sleeve all
still
summer.
does.
And he did it all summer long.
I can be a hard head like that at times.
Yeah.
He'll get it in his head, and that's it.
So
No
anyway,
shorts.
right.
I know why you do that, because your cheap ass don't want to have to pay for the electricity for your air conditioner in the house.
Well, he did that one year too, right, Chad?
So he wears the long sleeves. He's so damn hot during the day. When he gets home to his house with no air conditioner, it's still cooler than what he was out
Absolutely.
work.
Well, that's pretty true. Except for the one night, one year I didn't turn the air conditioner on at all. Just like one year I didn't turn the furnace on at all. And it gets really cold in the wintertime without a furnace. I'll be the first to tell you.
Hey, listen, I'm glad you weren't married to him then.
And it gets,
I don't think I would have been.
And listen, it gets really hot in the summertime if you don't have your air conditioner on. But I did it. I was thinking to myself, listen, I grew up until I was probably in my mid-20s, late 20s, I didn't even have air conditioning.
That is
There was only one person that had air conditioning in East Shinson, and that was the Fortneys, and that's where we would all go to kind of cool off, and then we'd go back outside and play. That's why nobody stood inside all the time.
Right,
it was too hot to be inside.
I remember had air conditioning until I graduated, until I graduated high school and went to Paris Island.
Yeah.
I remember growing up and the hot summer day. My mom, whenever she wanted to go to the bank, I went along with her because their air conditioning is full blast.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we had the air conditioner go bad. I want to thank Daryl and over there at All Pro Services. They came over and whipped that thing into shape in about no time.
They did.
A couple years ago, though, I didn't turn the air conditioner on, and that's going back to I was like, okay, look, cool, man, I can do this. I never had air conditioning before. Well, obviously, and I work outside all the time. It was going to be that big of a deal. Let me tell you something. That was a stupid thing because it was a major brain test because it turned out to be one of the hottest, driest summers that we've ever had. And one night in there, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I looked because I couldn't stand it. I was like, man, I'm about ready to break. And turn the air conditioner on. I'm about ready to break. It was 97 degrees on that thermostat in the house.
In the house. What'd you do? Is that when you got in the, did you get in the tub?
I slept in the bathtub that night. Yeah, with water.
And all he had to do, Chad, was go in there and
turn the air conditioner off. But I wouldn't do it. But you know what? I didn't do it. And you know what? That was one of those things because, A, it makes me appreciate air conditioning more. And then people, when I hear us whining about it, I'm like, you have no idea. Let me tell you this story. You can't tell me nothing.
That's insane, dude.
You know what
That
I mean?
is insane. My kids cry. If it gets higher than 72 degrees in the house, they're dying.
Yeah, but they never go outside.
No, let me tell you something. I'm sitting at Carol's before I came here. I looked at thermostat. It said 74, and I got beads of sweat rolling off.
Yeah.
My
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
like,
What's your
this?
thermostat set on right now?
Mine stays on 70.
70.
Well, that's
That's
chilly.
what
Hey, give me comments. Tell me what your
70?
thermostat's set at on your if you're watching on Facebook
Bruce,
or
what about
YouTube.
you?
Mine is set at 70.
Brucey.
Mine's a 70 in the summertime and 68 in winter month.
Pre-Chuck was 70. Chuck, when we first got together, was 78. I have gotten him down to 76.
It's 76.
That's still too
And
hot.
I'm working on 74. 2 digits at a time, people. 2 digits at a time.
Time. That's right.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Cindy has hers set on as low as everything will go.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
When she comes over to
I
my
like
house,
a comfortable 70
I'm wrapped
degrees.
up. I'm wrapped up, just like it's winter time. I still
Yeah.
have my flannel sheets
You know
on.
what Chuck doesn't understand is we're running all the ceiling fans. If he would just turn it down to like 72,
Yeah,
then
most
we could
of
turn the ceiling fans off.
I don't want it, but I don't want. Listen, I don't listen. It does not bug me. I don't want humidity in the house. That's the only reason I run an air conditioner. That's just to get the moisture out of the house.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to be comfortable I could go in there at certain times of the night or throughout the week. I'm putting sweatpants on.
Are you
and a
worried about
sweatshirt.
shrinkage, babe? Just asking.
We want to know. Now we want to know.
Inquiring minds.
You know what? I was going to fire back.
I saw it.
And
I
on
saw it
second
coming.
thought,
I saw it coming.
second thought, I'm going to.
Oh.
Because maybe I'm
That
not.
means he thought this through.
But maybe I'm not. That might be true,
I think he's a little concerned.
but I can tell by your waist, you're not either.
Why? Why did you just not shut
Look at the look. Look at the look.
I'm totally lying about that.
And this is the
I'm totally,
moment
because,
that
listen, I'm
Chuck
totally
realized
lying.
he-
I'm totally lying. I'm totally lying about that, right? Because one thing about that.
him dancing around.
No, I knew it. I knew he was gonna get her on that, right? I knew. I knew I was going to get her because she's been worried about we're going to the beach, like I said, and she's been worried about the beach, right? So she's been talking about I need to do this, I need to do that. I think she looks wonderful, you know what I mean? I really did, but I knew the whole shrinkage thing. Then I was like, I got one coming. I just want to think about it.
Listen to you.
And
Squirm, baby, squirm.
And I was thinking about it. Say, should I do it? Should I do it? I'm thinking.
Yeah, ratings are good. Yeah, ratings are good. I'll do it anyhow.
Now I'll hear about it later. And that's totally a lie because you're absolutely beautiful. Everybody knows it.
I think he's just playing with you, Michelle.
You think?
He's just trying to get a laugh, and it worked. That's your love life that just crashed.
That's what that was.
Hey, I want to tell you about what's going on down in Lumberport. I talked to Vivian today a little bit, and on the July 27th, now we're going to do as much as we can with this, but on July 27th, they're having every 3 years in Lumberport at the old high school, or alumni of the old high school, they get together. This just so happens it's going to be this year. And on the 27th, they're going to have a parade. It's going to be, the lineup's going to be at 5:30 and all that. If you want more information, go ahead and give a ring to, you can do that to Melissa, 304-584-4247, or Karen over at 304-783-5412. But they're going to have all kinds of... In July,
correct?
right.
Okay.
It's going to be what?
July 27th, 5 p.m.?
The actual parade, the alumni parade itself is going to be at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
But it's going to be kind of cool. They want to, like I said, if you've ever went to Lincoln High School or, say, Lumberport, because up until what year did they do? 79 is when they would have merged?
79.
79, because I think 77 was
79.
Liberty, right? And then 79, they took away Shinston and Lumberport, and they made them at Lincoln. Okay, but if you are an alumni of Lumberport, this is kind of cool, man, because you have a lot of history. Before this whole consolidation, and even years after the consolidation, and they brought the two schools together. Listen, it didn't go very well, and I can remember that. But with time now, nobody remembers the differences between Lumberport and Shinston and all that. Actually, I love Lumberport, to be quite honest with you. But some of the awards they're going to have, they're going to have the best Spirit Award. They're going to have the best Antique Vehicle. They're going to have the best Float, of course. And what else? We got the best Animal Award, the largest group of animals in the parade.
Oh, can we take animals?
Yeah. And
I can see it now. There's going to be a herd of cattle.
Mike Hurst
bunch of horses.
Mike Hurst can come down there with a bunch of horses. Well, he didn't get a tag on. Well, anybody can do this, I'm sure.
I'm going to take the baby goats.
The goats?
Let's dress up the baby goats.
I only have 8 goats. That's not going to be the winner.
Listen,
well, we can take a couple
we
and
can
dress
hook
them up.
those things up to like a radio flyer, and they can pull you through town. That'll be.
And
Hey, I can put them in the back of my Jeep and leave the hatch up.
Yeah, let them hop around.
But once again, that all happens on July 27th. The lineup starts at 5:30. Parade starts at 6. Be looking for that. We're going to try to cover that if we can. Call Melissa if you'd like to be in this on Facebook. You could the graphics should be up. Melissa Skidmore on Facebook or Karen Blocker. You can give them a ring at 304-584-4247 or 304-783-5417. And we also there's also on what is it on the Sunday, Chad? You have the pulled up right now.
Saturday, July 28th, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. There is at the Lumberport United Methodist Church pancake and sausage with drinks.
Oh yeah.
The cost donations.
Now, anybody can show up for this thing.
Is this what's the date, Chad?
The 28th.
The 28th.
That's on a Saturday. Of course,
Saturday
it's
the
on a
29th, or Saturday the 28th. I'm sorry, from 9 to 11.
That'll be good. That'll
Oh
be
yeah, for
fantastic.
you don't have to work. Well, you get off like at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so once again, go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and look at the graphics for that, and it would be good. Come support Lumberport, especially if you went to school there. That's pretty interesting stuff. That's pretty neat, man.
And you know what the sad thing about that is? That building right now, the old high school building, is just completely empty.
Just sitting there rotten.
It's just sitting there rotten. It's going to fall apart just like all these other schools. Just
Well,
like RW over there, another fort, and the one up there in Shinston where you went, Chuck, right?
Well,
the elementary where you went.
Now, the crazy thing about
that's
that.
the middle school.
The middle school. Well, the elementary school's down there, too.
Yeah.
Well, the one, what's the one that's all the way to the end of town?
That's the middle school.
That's the old high school. That's the old high school.
Listen, it's a shame to see those old buildings. They're cool, right?
But here's a testament to the guys that built that thing. They have not seen love for what,
years.
30 years, every bit of it, and they're still standing better than some homes built, a year ago.
Well,
so
I mean, think about it. The only thing that's been going on at the Shinson Elementary School is Fox's Pizza and the gym.
That's it.
The rest of that school, I mean, that school is huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's
Just like a ghost town.
yeah. I mean, even the woodwork on there, you can see some wood starting to fall off of it now. But even the woodwork's still holding true, man.
But, I don't know when it comes to an old building like that because, there's lead and there's all this kind of stuff. I don't know how really asbestos probably.
Asbestos,
I don't really know how much you could
It
use it
takes
publicly.
more to-
Just like up
yeah.
here with the school, they did some renovations, but they had problems with the
Mold.
with black mold and all that kind of stuff. I mean, what can you really, unless you want to sink a lot of
We'll
money
take
into
more
it?
to
And how
to
much money
fix
would you
it
have to
then.
sink in? Yeah, it would cost so much money.
Right.
Would you get it back out, especially
Asbestos
in
removal
Lumberport?
is a huge deal.
I'll tell you what,
It's
the real
very
estate was.
expensive.
Yeah.
If you could somehow tear that thing down, it would be a fortune to tear it down. But if you could tear it somehow down, and then, that would be a nice little lot up there
Be
for
a
somebody.
great, nice, big flat lot right there. It would be nice. You can go in there and salvage, but you can salvage so much stuff. A lot of people do that stuff. All the wood. I bet you everything in that building is oak.
Probably.
The floors are oak,
Probably.
and everything's oak in that building.
Vivian says she has hers set at 70. Carol's at 74. We knew that.
Dwayne said his is at 70.
Why is my mom telling you to run?
Right. Well, because I
Well,
mouthed you off.
yeah.
Because I mouthed you off.
Oh, that's right about my waist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Hello, Karen.
There's a pretty good lag
What's up,
time
Dwayne?
going on right now.
Yeah, there is. 'Cause, yeah,
But
that was like forever ago.
Yeah.
My mom
That's
said my
okay.
mom says hers at 70. Jeez, I bet when we were kids she'd be like, don't you turn that down to 70 degrees? Are you kidding me?
Hey, listen, while we're talking about some of this stuff, if you have anything you'd like us to talk about or cover, if we can, we'll do it. We have the farmer's market up there that we need to do up there at the Tractor Supply. We need to do that. That's fantastic. Talk to Betty with all of that.
Speaking of Betty, I saw Betty Post jump on here.
Hello, Betty Post.
She's downtown now.
Go ahead and get hold of us on the hotline at 681-222-7646. That's the Rogan Radio number, or more specifically, you can send us a text. Chad Puccio, who is the event coordinator, will get hold of you and line it all up. Thank you, Chad.
Well, he's also the same guy that told you to put your shirt on now.
What's up, David D?
No, I didn't.
Or supposed to put your shirt on.
I quit.
You quit?
I quit that.
You quit?
What's up with you, Chad?
He's somebody different. He's
What
in
is
love
up with
now.
you?
He's
We know you're
Hey,
not.
where's Chad Puccio?
We know you're not in a very
Where
good
did he
mood
get-
today.
The man has a wife. Now, if she don't tell him what to do, I ain't got no right to.
Well,
So we need to find another coordinator?
Or maybe
I'm
a
just
wife
not
to tell
his
me what to do.
coordinator.
oh, not his personal coordinator.
I'm not his personal coordinator. No.
Actually, I didn't even notice it either till we sat down in here.
So bad.
Sorry.
So bad.
I mean, when you got your wife
Sorry.
sitting here at the table with you, what the hell can anybody say that she hasn't already told you at least twice?
Oh, she's told me a lot of things more than twice. That is for certain. Some things I can't repeat.
Sexy girlfriend.
Brent Harris jumped on here. Check Brent.
What's up, Brent? Hey, let's talk about this real quick. We're big fans of Star Wars and Indiana Jones. And you know how I saw two I don't know how to take stories this week. One of them, Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams, is going to come back for episode 9.
He's going to reprise his role.
He hasn't been in a Star Wars movie since 1983 with Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So,
Dude.
I haven't seen Billy D. Williams for a long time. But if he looks anything like Harrison Ford,
He looks
probably not going to be a good
bad.
thing.
Well, he's a lot of people thought he was going to come back in The Last Jedi, but he didn't. A lot of they thought they were going to bring him back then, but I don't know what his role is going to be here. But he's getting up there, man. He's got to be in his 70s, right?
Has to be. So be looking for that. I don't know how to take it, but the worst thing for me is the Disney.
Well, he's going to die.
Hopefully, he actually doesn't look pretty bad. He doesn't look
what they
bad.
say,
It's all that
Chuck?
Colt 45.
No, they say
he actually looks good.
Actually, they say black don't crack, Chuck. That's what I heard.
Yeah, Chad's got one. Chad can throw that up.
That's
there.
the same picture.
That looks actually really good. He actually looks really good.
Yeah. What's up, Steve Ice?
I don't even know who you speak of.
Billy D. Williams. He used to sell Colt 45, do the commercials. Real
No
cool
idea.
cat. Colt
Yeah,
45
Lando
commercial.
Calrissian. I can do an impression of Lando Calrissian.
Find me a YouTube video of Colt 45. Colt 45
I
malt
tell you
liquor.
what,
could probably
there's
buy
a
good
lot of
more,
people
right?
out there that are NCIS watchers. They
Yeah.
really like that TV show.
Is he on there?
He is the guy that Leroy Jethro Gibbs was named after.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
He played Leroy Jethro, which was his dad's best friend. He played that character.
Huh. Didn't know that. But here's the more concerning news for me, is that the guy that we love, Han Solo, Harrison Ford. Disney has pushed back a movie, an Indiana Jones flick at that Steven Spielberg's going to direct. They have pushed this thing back till 2021. All right, because they have all these other movies coming out. The next Indiana Jones movie is going to come out in 2021 with Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones.
Listen, huge mistake. They got to pass the torch, just like Lucas is doing with all these with the Star Wars franchise. They're taking these old characters and they're saying goodbye in 7, 8, and 9. They're saying goodbye and they're all dying. That's why I said Lando will probably die in this one too. And so they can continue on with the new generation. Why do they keep bringing Harrison Ford back as Indiana Jones? The guy can't even hardly run anymore.
You know, here's the thing about it. Maybe it's going to be that transition, just like from Rocky to Creed.
They should have done that the last time when they had
maybe,
Wiki
maybe
on
they're
there.
going to try to go ahead and do that transition now and get him and move it on to somebody else.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
It's the only thing that I can think of.
But I think the way that they're going so far between 7 and 8 is the old generation, our generation of characters. That's how they transition to the new ones, is they kill off the old ones.
But you know what? They should either start over or don't even transition. Just start doing this new Indiana Jones. Just get Harrison. I mean, I love Harrison Ford. I'll be the first one to take.
But
Get him out.
But
Get him out. He's
I
done.
agree with you.
But you know what the problem will be? The same thing that happened with Solo. Everybody's going to like, that's not Harrison Ford.
Well, you know what?
Here's
the thing. They have went so long, and they have made that shitty movie, The Crystal Skull, with Wiki in it.
It was horrible.
Wiki being a dude from Transformers or whatever.
Yeah.
Malford Peugeot or whatever his name is. Whatever.
LaBeouf.
Yeah, LaBeouf. Shallow LaBeouf. And you know, and listen,
Who's in above?
That
caught my attention.
And while I kind of like the movie in certain aspects of it, it went to back to a more like a retro sort of feel for an Indiana Jones. Listen, it was dumb, and that was the point to where I thought they could have had like a Chris Pine or somebody, that kind of a character, come in. Harrison Ford could have said,
like
"Okay, you're my kid. Get out, take it over. I'm out."
You know who I think they had, or rumor was Chris Pratt. Was it? No, not Chris Pratt. Who's the one who played? No, the one who played on Jurassic Park. He was on Parks and Rec.
Chris Hemsworth.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Of course you do. He was in the Jurassic World, all them new
Anyway,
ones.
while Todd's looking that up, let me show you this. This is Billy D. Williams. Do you not remember these commercials?
Talks about Colt 45. There are 2 rules to remember if you want to have a good time. Rule number 1, never run out of Colt 45. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1.
Yeah!
You want to know why you should keep plenty of Colt 45 on hand?
Why's that?
You never know when friends might show up.
You never
know. See how
I
smooth
don't
he
claim you
is?
can have a better time with Colt 45 than without it. Ooh. But why take chances? The power of Colt 45.
I love
works every time.
My name is Lando Calrissian.
Rule number 1, when married to Michelle, listen to Michelle. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1.
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Exactly.
Chris Pratt would be a fantastic.
Yeah, they should have did that a long time ago.
Oh yeah, thank you, Joe.
They should have
What's
done
your
that a
name?
long time
What's
ago.
your name over there? Chad.
So you know that's coming out 2021.
The ex-coordinator.
You know that's coming out in 2021, and I'm not really too excited about it. Sadly to
No,
say, either with Lando
honestly,
coming
I
back.
probably won't even bother. I didn't
see
even
it.
make it all the way through Crystal Skulls.
Yeah.
So I doubt that I even anticipate this movie at all.
Did you see the new Jurassic World?
Yes.
Is it
Was
good?
it good? Right?
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I really did enjoy it.
Yeah.
See, it was getting sort of terrible reviews because it was like the same regurgitated side, and they said it was kind of political, and they were trying to throw so much environmental climate change or something in it.
Really, it kind of is. But there is one little storyline that they throw in there.
Hold on. Oh.
Hello.
Oh, it's to the side. I can't hear you very
Oh.
well. Never mind. Misophonia.
It is one of those things. It's the same old crap. You got the same dinosaurs, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Okay, but they throw in a small storyline that creeps up on you.
Oh, yeah?
And then at the end, you just got to watch it.
It's good.
It's good. So you really like, because I really like the last one. I really like the last one.
See, the bad part about it is I am a really big storyline freak. I don't care what movie. It can be a chick flick, a guy flick, it don't matter what kind of movie it is. If it has a good storyline, I can watch it.
The sequels after sequels after sequels, and you just capture it.
As long as the storyline is good.
That little extra added is what actually made that a good movie.
Yeah.
Now, if it didn't have that in there, I'd say don't even waste your money buying it. Just wait until it comes on Showtime or some crap like that.
See, I want for Rampage too, the new or Skyscraper.
Both of them. The Rock's in both of them, isn't he?
Rock's in all kinds of stuff.
Well, I just watched
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
And you really liked that one.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
I did too.
I laughed my
I
butt
did
off
too.
during
Yes,
that movie, man.
Yep, me
You
too.
just
But
now
it-
watch that?
I just watched it the day before yesterday.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
On, what was it? Stars. That's what
Yeah.
I was watching on.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Yeah, The Rock's funny and everything. But that damn Kevin Hart.
Kevin
Yeah,
Hart.
Kevin
yeah,
Hart's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
God.
What was that movie we watched with he's the Bachelor guy, where he's for hire?
Oh, yeah.
the
with
best-
The
wedding ringer or something.
Yes.
The wedding ringer.
The Wedding
Listen,
Ringer.
Was Kevin James? Was Kevin James in that one?
I have no idea who Kevin James is, but
Oh.
Kevin Hart is.
Yes,
and he's
Kevin
hilarious.
James.
Yeah,
He's
Kevin
the
James.
guy that is trying to
He
get.
needs-
He
he's
plays
the help.
grown-ups.
Yeah, he's trying to get that one rich woman.
Mm-hmm.
She used to be one of the.
He's the groom.
Kevin James.
Kevin James is
Yeah.
the groom in the movie. Okay, well, okay, there you go.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was. No, listen, I laughed at that one with the blood, with the when they were out there with the bachelor party and they had the bloodhound.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listen, it's fantastic. Watch that one. It's the wedding ringer. I just saw Steve. Steve says he keeps his air conditioner at 66.
Woo-hoo. I'm moving
out
to Steve's
loud.
house.
And Kevin James is the guy that plays the mall cop, Paul Blart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is Crocodile Dundee still alive?
I hope so.
Steve,
I
Steve, the
assume.
Steve dude died though, isn't it? The
Yeah.
crocodile hunter or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He got
Stung?
stung by like
Stung
blue
by
or
Stingray.
stingrays or something that
Stingray.
killed him, huh?
Right to his chest.
But the crocodile hunter has to be alive because he was in that commercial for the Super Bowl. Duh. Okay, never mind.
He was. I thought that was Danny McBride. That wasn't Danny McBride, was it?
Paul Hogan is who you're
Paul
thinking
Hogan.
Yeah,
of.
Paul Hogan.
He's still
yeah,
alive.
he's still alive.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got to be up there too, though.
He's still. They say he's still active as an actor.
Wow. Probably down in Australia.
Well, years active, 71 to present. I mean, he's got actor, producer, just like all of them. Actor, producer, writer, comedian, television presenter.
Mike Butcher jumped in here. Thanks
Blah,
for joining
blah,
us
blah.
now, Mike. We're getting ready to
Ooh.
sign off.
How old is this? Born October 8th, 1939.
Who was that?
Paul Hogan?
Paul Hogan.
Holy cow! No kidding.
No crap.
Oh, he was a lot older than I
Oh,
thought.
he
then.
was old
He's in
as
good
hell
shape
when
though.
he made Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, but you know what? I wouldn't mess with him.
79.
Because what he'd do, he'd come down here with a boomerang and knock you right in the
Boomerang,
freaking
knock you out.
face. Put some Joey juice in your pants.
That's horrible.
Kick you.
sir.
Maybe there's a different Paul Hogan.
What was it?
Oh, yeah.
St. Paul Hogan.
39, October 8th, 39. So, yeah, he'd be 79.
Yeah,
Coming
79.
up on 79.
And I was down in Australia, Melbourne, and I saw this Japanese guy down there with a camera in his face, and his name was Bruce. And I was like, "What? What are you doing here, you Japanese guy?" And he said, "Good day, mate."
Good night, mate.
Good night, mate.
Anyhow,
All right, it's getting hot in here now, buddy.
couple last things real quick. We're going to talk about some runs, some bike runs
got a
real
couple
quick.
more
But Chad had some good news. Your son came back.
Oh, yeah.
He graduated.
5 months almost. He graduated basic training, AIT, both out there at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. He just got back on Friday. We had a hell of a damn fireworks show for his 4th of July on Saturday night. Took about an hour for all the fireworks.
You should
that we
have brought him up here, man.
Yeah.
He's probably being drug out of some ditch by now. I mean, he hasn't had any alcohol for 5 months. So
Oh man, he's going
Yeah.
to get drunk on 2 beers, so he's going to be good to go. He'll be
Nah,
good to go.
No, actually, he wouldn't be today because he knows he's got to drive down to Huntington and report for some kind of duty tomorrow morning.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
Is he
he'll
liking it
actually-
so far?
Yeah, it's not too bad, but he was pretty damn sick of Oklahoma. I'll tell you that.
I bet you.
Yeah,
I bet
I
you.
mean, you're talking about nothing but constant training.
Oh, yeah.
And
For
right,
damn near
you know, he's right down there in right in the belt. I mean, right in the Midwest the
That's Fort Sill,
just,
right?
Just to be
Was it
hot.
Fort Sill?
Yeah, Fort Sill.
Oh, good.
It'd be hot. It would be hot.
Now, what was funny about that is when he
Nice.
graduated basic training, my whole family, we went ahead and went out there for his graduation. I got a picture of me, my dad, and my son all in front of Fort Sill's entrance stone because each and every one of us, 3 generations straight, has had some type of training at Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Oh, really? See, that's cool.
You know, now, see there. How many families can you say that
Exactly.
generation after generation has went to the same training facility?
Right.
That was just something that
Yeah.
you
That's
don't
cool.
hear.
That's awesome.
See, that's cool stuff, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. Hey, you know, I saw this real quick, and we're going to get to some bike runs. Once again, I want to remind you that tomorrow the audio is going to be out. It'll be out on iTunes, Spotify, Radio FM,
Stitcher,
Pandora,
SoundCloud.
Stitcher, anywhere where you can listen to it. Subscribe to it, give it a like, give it a review. Even here on Facebook, let us know if something's going on. We'd like to be more than happy, if possible. Summertime's kind of rough for us right now because we have personal lives. Next week, you know, whatever. The week after, we're going to be at the beach. But hopefully we can get somebody down there if possible. But you have to let us know at the least. Yeah, we'll get you on here and we'll talk about it and we'll show some graphics, maybe promote it a little bit. That would be fantastic. But I did see something that you guys are going to be extremely excited for.
I'm excited already.
Extremely excited.
I'm excited already.
Because we talked about this a few weeks ago. We talked about this. We talked about Space Force.
Yeah.
Space Force.
Space Force. Where's Jimmy at?
Space Force.
Now, everybody was giving Trump hell for a long time about this Space Force thing because it sounds kind of goofy.
It is goofy.
However, the NASA guy that he put in there, now granted, he put him in there, but he's talking about, you know what, that's actually a pretty good strategy because I guess they had a report come out that Russia and China, the big vulnerability that the United States has is they don't have any anti-satellite technology up there. So if they would throw some of these satellites up there, imagine this. Say if China, just throwing China out there, wants to go to war with the United States. They're developing stuff now. What happens if they go up there and knock GPS satellites out or communication satellites out? Listen, do they even still teach stuff? I mean, that would be a great question. What happens if satellite communication goes down as far as military activity goes?
We're screwed.
Probably. So all of a sudden, this guy's saying, you know, we need to have a bigger presence up in space to kind of protect American interests because we have a lot of interest, you know, a lot relies on all that technology up there. So it's kind of legit. The NASA guy, what's his name, Jim Bridlestein or Breinstein or something like that. Google it. But he's making it legit. You know why he's making it legit?
Space Force.
Yeah, so I was really happy about that. I like the Space Force song.
It is a fun song. Space Force.
Anyway, what's coming up as far as we have some rides coming up?
Well, this Saturday coming up, we've got the second annual Riley's Run for kids. That's Saturday, July 21st. Registrations start between 10 and 12 o'clock at Prunty's Pub in Monongah. Let's see, you know, if you don't want to go on the run and you want to go to the final destination point,
I love
they're
those
asking
movies too,
for
by the way.
$5 donations.
No, you don't.
It's a really good run. They started this up last year. They're working really, really hard. It's strictly they pick a different child every year. This year, they're riding for a boy named Joseph Hudson. Has been diagnosed with a small brain tumor.
Oh man!
So you know, if you get a chance this weekend, get out there. Prunty's Pub there in Monongah. Some people might know it by Meff's. That's what the bar used to be called. So find yourself out that way on your bike. Doesn't even have to be on your bike. Just go over there, make a donation of some sort.
What else we got going on? Darren, you were saying something.
All right. August the 11th, we have the American Legion Riders Elimination Dinner at the Post 31 in Shinston, American Legion. The social hour starts at 6, and the dinner is at 7. Also, we have on August the 18th is a Ride for Life. That's up there. That starts at Texas Roadhouse. And then on August 25th is the Child Advocacy Ride.
Are there any Facebook pages that have all this stuff on here, like where you can go in here and check? Because I know we
Like
talk
a
about it, but
list
it's kind
of
of
all
hard.
the events?
Man, we're getting some stuff on here. You guys been keeping up on the comments here? This is nuts.
Freezing
talking
the
about-
buffer again. Seen that.
Well, you know, yeah.
Well, really, what's funny is there is such a long lag for some reason tonight.
There is tonight.
Big
I don't know why
It's like
either.
a
Well,
5-minute lag time between them and us.
Well, I mean, no, I can see there's definitely that. Yeah, you definitely have a little bit. It's normally 15, 20 seconds for us. Obviously, so there's something with the internet. And, you know, Facebook can go through different things. I know, let me tell you something. If they change that, if they update the Facebook
Well, it
app,
updated today, actually.
Jesus
Because when we
Christmas,
got-
it drives me
when we got home
nuts.
When we got home from the lake, my Facebook app said installing, like it was updating.
And sometimes
on
it never
that,
installs,
so-
but like this last time, like on my Android phone, it's like the old way. If you want to like something, this is just one example because there's a bunch of examples that are really pissing me off about this Facebook app right now. Because one, it runs like garbage. Number two, on the Apple phone, they took away like when you hit your little plus, your little finger or your little like button thing. I was like, it says like on Android. You know, you hit like and then the little whatever you want come up, little emoticon. It's not like that on the Apple phone. There's like a little thumb.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for this little like thing. I'm like, well, where in the hell I can't like it? I said, Michelle, I don't even know how to like stuff. I can't like stuff anymore.
What?
Then I figured out, well, there's that they changed the icons. It's completely different. Then sometimes I see where there's like 2.7 thousand comments on something. And sometimes I like to go in these videos and just kind of throw something wild out there just to kind of get a reaction. it'll tell me as soon as I hit the comments thing, there's no comments. I was like, well, there's 207,000.
Or it'll bring up 4 out of 2,000.
And I don't know. I do not know
4.
why that's working. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Sometimes I'll go watch a video now, and where you could go watch a video and it will come up in the screen. You could just keep flipping through, and now all of a sudden it flips to some kind of another. They're trying to push this Facebook video app part. If you know, at the very top, you can go to the marketplace where the videos are. Now all of a sudden they're pushing you to this thing, which I absolutely can't stand. Listen, quit messing with it, because on the Android experience, it's still fantastic. The iPhone experience sucks. It sucks for me.
Well, one thing about Facebook on iPhones, I've been looking at the memory usage.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. It's bad.
They
it's
tell you if
one third of the memories.
If you have Facebook on an iPhone, they tell you at least once a month what you should do is uninstall the app and reinstall it, because it'll cache so much. And you'll see where the app itself might be, I don't know, 100 megs, but when you look at the storage of it, it might
280, 300 megabytes.
Easy.
Yeah.
If it's been a long time, you might get 400 or 500 megs out of this app. Oh yeah, because I uninstall once a month. I
That's
take it off,
because
put it back
iPhone
on.
sucks.
Yeah.
I like mine.
People love them, people hate them.
Yeah.
You know what?
Look at mine's the oldest one that you can find. iPhone 5. It's still working.
Yep, that's
I love mine.
Michelle has the 5.
Well, wait a minute.
5S.
Wait. I think Carol has the 4.
Hey, I had the
mine.
4. I had
love
the 4
mine.
until I couldn't update anymore.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you
I
something.
hate phones.
Let me tell you an experience I had today. Now this is bizarre, and this is how scary the world is. We should have started this conversation a little bit earlier, because we're going to sign this baby off here pretty soon. However, let me tell you, how long has it been since we've been on Intellos?
We've been on since
we've been off Intellos.
Oh, it's been several years.
Oh, I mean, since
Christ left Pittsburgh.
Since
is what
Christ
you always
left
say.
Pittsburgh. Yeah. I mean, it's been before the iPhone 4s came out. I mean, it was that. It's been, find me what year the iPhone 4 came out. Do a Google on that.
All right.
So we switched to Sprint. Now, recently in the last year or two, maybe it's been a little bit longer than that, Sprint and Intellos kind of merged. Sprint bought Intellos. Okay, so now all of that, and basically what happened in West Virginia anyway.
That's what I had to do.
Yeah, basically Sprint was bumming tower space off Intellos, and then if you were an Intellos customer, you could basically use Sprint towers wherever you were, right? So that's why they could sell Sprint service here.
2010.
Even though 2010, so it's been 8 years since I've been with Sprint.
Yeah.
So anyhow, they would just use that tower space. They had this agreement. Well, eventually they came together. So now there is no more Intellos. It's under this Sprint corporate umbrella with Shintellos or whatever the hell they call that thing. Anyway, I got a new budget phone because I just wanted, I just needed a new phone because I like those things. So I go up to a Sprint store in Morgantown today, right? So I go in. It's a Sprint store. And I said, hey, I need a SIM card. Can you activate this phone and just use the number, just basically transfer it over like you would if I bought the phone in the place, right? I got this thing off of Amazon because I like Alexa. I do like that. Anyway,
Is it a Google phone?
It's an Amazon phone.
Oh, it's an
I thought
Amazon.
everybody's
I'm sorry,
Alexas at
Amazon.
home just went off.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Alexa.
So anyhow, now this is how scary it is. I have not been with Intellos for 8 years. It wasn't only until last year or 2 years ago that they actually became under that Sprint umbrella. However, when I go into a Sprint store today and I asked this guy if I could activate this phone, it comes up and he showed me that he cannot touch my phone. He is not, because I am a Shintellos or Shintelli or whoever, whatever their corporate is. I was an Intellos customer. And I'm like, wait, no. See, that's where you're wrong. Because I was an Intellos, yes, I was an Intellos customer, but it hasn't been since Christ left Pittsburgh, like I always say. So if I come to find out, it's been 2000, 2001 at the very least. You know what I mean? But they couldn't do it because what happened was, in my mind, they merged, when they came together as a corporation, they merged all these records together. So all of this information that, the Chuck in Lumberport, it associated. It made one big file, kind of like if you do that when you get in your contacts and you'll see, delete. So I'm thinking, well, that's great, because now I can't do shit with my phone unless I go to a corporate store, because on most of these stores that you see that are Sprint or labeled Sprint, they're not really Sprint stores. They're like third parties that buy the franchise to do stuff, but they really can't do anything. They can sell you a phone. They can activate your phone. He told me I can't touch that phone. If you come in here wanting to change your plan, I can't even do that. I can't do anything for you. You have to basically be a new customer. And I'm like, that's kind of odd to me.
Because you're a Sprint customer.
Well, because I am one of the original corporate customers.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Did you yourself move and quit Intellos and then go buy Sprint.
Yeah, I was not part of the merger.
So since they already had your file with Intellos,
It merged it.
it merged it.
I'm
and you got
the same
screwed
way.
over.
I'm the same way.
And I'm getting screwed up. Well, I mean, now I have to find a corporate store because now there might be 30 Sprint stores around here, but maybe only 2 or 3 of them are corporate stores.
Then call the corporate.
That one up
Yeah,
in
that's
East
what we'll have to do.
And say, listen, I can't do this. I quit Intellos.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Now I can understand if I had Intellos and the next week and I never did anything and they transferred me to Sprint, under my without doing anything, I can understand that. But I haven't been with Intellos for, like I said, that would be
at least 8 years. At least 8 years.
at the very least 8 years.
Right,
It
right.
could have been well longer than that, but
Yeah.
at the very least 8 years ago, I wasn't with this company that now somehow I'm associated with, and they can't do anything with me because their computer, my database, my personal profile in their computer, which has never said that before anywhere, all of a sudden, boom, I can't do anything for you.
Yeah,
That's
damn
insane.
Russians.
It's bizarre, though, isn't
So
it?
that phone you have now, you can't activate. You can't do it. It's
Well,
just,
I've had to find a corporate store. I had to find one of the Sprint's corporate stores.
so now you're going to have to go out of your way and use your time and
Could be.
go find
or just go and get one of these bootleg SIM cards, throw it in there, and I can use any tower I want. No one will even know anything about it. You can do that. Have you ever seen one of these? You can actually do this. I don't want to talk about anything illegal, but they have the SIM cards where you can put a SIM card in here that you can use wherever you're at. You don't even have to have service because it kind of morphs stuff. That's how like all these drug guys now, they're using these cell phones.
these throwaway
And you
phones?
can't. Well, not
They
even
can't
throwaway.
track you.
They're not even selling throwaway phones because you have to track those now. I'm talking about you don't even have to have. I could get any dead phone. I could get any phone I want to find. I could take that SIM card out, put this SIM card in, which is like a bootleg thing. It'll work.
Wow, I want one of them.
Because it's all in the air. It's just like putting a radio antenna up on your house and picking it up. But
Yeah.
Google it yourself. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm
That'd
not.
save me like
I'm paying it.
$230 a month.
Yeah, but the same thing happened with Michelle, right? When it comes to WVU hospitals, West Virginia hospitals, she goes up. Go tell your story real quick, and then we'll get out of here.
Well, I had surgery. I had surgery so I went in to have surgery because I registered under surgery as Ferris because I registered the year before. And then I go in to have surgery, so I had to go through the whole name change, like the morning of registration. Show my ID and my social security number, all that stuff, that I was a Rogan. So everything got switched around. My bracelet said Rogan, everything said Rogan. Well, then they came up with a name that I hadn't had in like 30 years. And
So when we
they
go,
start calling me under this name, and then I go for my post-op appointment. Now, mind you, they just did surgery on me. I go for my post-op appointment, and they're calling me this like by this name that I hadn't used in 30
So
years.
everything, basically what happened was, in a nutshell, is that Michelle had a name, say, 30 years ago. Well, then she gets married, which changes her name to this, and then she gets married to me, okay? Well, somehow, because of all the records and how WVU hospitals have gotten so big, and they've bought things over they've got things. They've bought things over the years. They got in with UHC. They get that's 30 years is a long time. So then when they do this, they get all of these. They get all of these records, and they have merged them, which for whatever reason, it didn't default Michelle, and probably most everybody now. It didn't default her to her.
My ex-wife.
Okay,
too.
it did not default her to her current name. It went to the very first name that she ever had in that particular system.
The default was the original name
Which
provided.
screws up insurance and it
Right.
screws up the
Right.
entire
Yeah,
freaking process.
absolutely.
and
Why-
it screwed up everything.
I'm getting calls.
Yeah, 'cause see, I've been divorced since 2008, and my ex-wife's been married for years now. And when she went up to it was UHC, they still have her underneath Hardman up there when she hadn't had that name since 2008.
Yeah, when they start merging these computer records like that, you can't get it out.
Well, no, I might even understand that with the Hardman, but once you give them your new married
Yeah,
name,
that's what I'm saying.
when they
She
update
changed the name.
everything,
Well, no, that's the whole thing. If she was like if she had Hardman, okay, then she's been married, and then she's went somewhere in that system. It should have been under that new name.
Right.
However, when
Right.
they merged
Once
all these
she
records,
changed the name.
somewhere recently this all happened because it just like everything, like what Michelle was saying, everything was fine, and then from the time she had her surgery to the next time we
my
went,
post-op,
which is like
3 weeks.
so 3 weeks later, sometime in that span, something happened to where they were merging records.
Right.
And then, boom, everything defaults. So you might want to watch something.
Well, it's the same way that my property tax paper, my ex's I shouldn't be seeing it. My ex's name, it's back on again. I said, what is this? Yeah.
So your ex is back on the your
Yeah,
property tax.
yeah, I
Let her
can't-
pay for it, Bruce. Hell, let her go.
Send her the bill. Send her
Well,
the
now
bill.
see, here's another legal thing you want to get into. Okay, just say they send a bill to this address to her and that name from 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Is she liable?
Is she liable?
See,
Well, I told him. I said because they didn't even think I had an appointment.
Here's
scheduled
where-
for
but-
my post-op.
but-
I'm like, I had surgery.
But here's what's funny. Here's where I think they screw you. And I think they almost do this shit on purpose every now and then because everything is tied back to your social security number. So even though her name might be different, and then so I can say, I don't even know who this person is. I throw it in the trash. Next thing you know, bill collectors come and everything else because of social security number. So then they trace her. Then all of a sudden you're like, hey, listen, it wasn't addressed to me. And they'll be like, hey, listen, we don't care. You owe us $645,000 million with interest.
Wow.
And you know what? You can never buy a car or even an iPod. Good luck with that. Or you can just go ahead and pay us the $30,000 you owe us, and we'll call it a day. You know what I mean? They'll get you by the balls like they do with student loans.
Hospitals really aren't supposed to turn you in like that.
I have delivered plenty of magistrate things from UHC. It's when they don't pay their bills. I have delivered plenty of people.
Well,
that
I
don't
mean,
pay their bills.
it's got to be up to a certain.
Yeah, they're just not going to
certain
be right off
dollar
the bat.
amount, you
Right,
know.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're not supposed to. They give you sort of like a leeway, and I think if after you go past a certain moment in time, they'll even forget about it. But
They always send it to collection agency, though.
at first,
yeah.
But like when we get those certifieds, and I shouldn't really talk about it, but you can see exactly where it's coming.
Yeah, I
court
know what
papers
you're
and stuff.
saying. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Anybody else want to talk about? Anybody? I mean, the comments, we kind of shunned everybody. Sorry about all that. We didn't really
Well,
respond
we
to
really
anything.
Just shout outs, man.
Yeah, we really couldn't do
know.
the comments too
they're-
much. I
they're
mean,
so
there's
far
a
behind,
4 to 5 minute
yeah.
lag time. is
Yeah.
what we
Some
got
people
going on.
responding to stuff that we talked about 4 or 5 minutes
Well, we can
ago.
still talk to
Yeah,
them. when
Carol
we see
finally
them.
said she's actually got an iPhone 5 too. About that.
that was great.
Hallelujah.
You know what? We're living in the freaking future, man. We're living in the future. Well, you don't understand. You haven't even seen this shit yet. You know what? The Cubs will win the World Series this year.
What?
Bank
We're
on
not
it. We
that
just
far.
watched it.
We're not that far.
France just won the World Cup. We just watched it. Listen, I just
Bet.
killed
Put
Todd.
your bets down now.
I just killed Todd. Don't call the cops. Fudge. Hey, anyway, on behalf of the absent Jimmy Wiz and D-Mac, in present in person, congratulations for your son coming back. He's doing very good. That's
Thank
fantastic.
you. Yeah, as
Jared.
a matter of fact, he takes off for airborne school here pretty soon.
Dang
too.
right, man.
Oh, my God.
From
Airborne
Monongo,
school?
we have Chad
Hoorah.
Puccio. Down there on the end, we had the director, Darren Hardman.
Darren.
Straight from Tokyo, Japan, Bruce Takahashi.
Takahashi.
You know what? I think I'm going to start calling him Bruce Takahashi. I kind of like that.
I like
Kinda-
Wimmy Jizz.
Women Jizz is not here.
And straight from Webster Springs, Women Jizz. And we have over here from... we have over from Lumberport
I turned my
here.
sound box off because I was getting turned down anyway. So
Listen, there's a joke in there in the tone, right? We're just going to let it pass. That sound box.
She
is sort of
said
like
sound box, but she meant fun box.
turn me down, turn me off.
It's on, babe. It's absolutely on. You just see
Can
me
I go
messing.
at it?
You just see me. Okay, look. You see me pushing buttons, and you automatically assume that I'm turning you down. When in reality, if you can't play anything with music in it, we'll give you a couple seconds. We'll give you a couple seconds. Go ahead. Just get it out your system. Get it out of your system.
Go.
Do it.
Go.
Do it.
Come on!
Oh, I like that one.
Excellent.
That's loud. That's super loud. Oh, I like this. Oh, no. Oh, this is very relaxed.
We're gathered here today.
To join together in holy matrimony.
Can't help it. Reminds me of the movie Warrior.
It reminds me of Die Hard.
Relaxing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah, it does.
Everybody relax.
And how much longer on this?
5 minutes, 9
I don't know. I just pushed the button.
That's funny. And on the side note, the Chewbacca of the show, we have Talk Captain Earl Beck. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, which is
Beck
going to be 2
Radio.
weeks. 2 weeks will be the next show
Beck
on the
Radio.
29th, and it will be Michelle and I will be out of town, and it will be back to
Say it, Chuck. It's hard, I know. Say it.
Captain Earl Beck Radio. Talk
Say
Beck
it,
Radio.
Chuck.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Rogan Radio.
Later.